Bail reform is set to take center stage at the state capitol over the next 2 weeks. Republican lawmakers want the state's constitution to require judges to consider more factors when setting cash bail.
Ben Jordan goes in depth with advocates and opponents.
Republicans want to amend the state's constitution to require judges to put the risk to the community at the forefront of setting the cash bail amount. Several Democrats think doubling down on cash bail would only worsen disparities.
I think everyone realizes we've got a problem.
Wisconsin's cash bail system is designed to ensure a person accused of a crime returns to court.
And the only way to solve it is we got to start putting bad guys in jail.
Republican State Representative Cindi Duchow believes that criteria alone often allows people charged with violent crimes to commit more while awaiting trial.
I think it is common sense that the judge should look back at your past criminal convictions, the severity of the crime, and the safety of the community. And everybody I talk to about this assumes that's what happens right now. But that's not what happens. Judges are not allowed to look back at your past criminal convictions at all.
The Delafield lawmaker authored an amendment to change the state's constitution to require judges and court commissioners to consider each of those factors when setting cash bail. The amendment already cleared the first hurdle by passing the Wisconsin legislature last year, but it needs to pass 2 consecutive legislative sessions. That's why Republicans plan to put it up for another vote next week. From there, it would go to Wisconsinites on a statewide ballot referendum this spring. Ultimately, do you think if this amendment passes a referendum, it would essentially mean higher cash bail amounts for the most violent offenders?
I think it will in some cases because they're going to be able to look back and see that there's a pattern of bad behavior here. And again, I'm talking violent crimes, not shoplifting. I look at the Darrell Brooks case. He had been convicted. He had a rap sheet a mile long.
We charge cases, make recommendations, but there's no question that it has caused everybody in the state to look really closely at the issue of bail.
Milwaukee County District Attorney John Chisholm also believes bail reform is necessary to put risk front and center in the decision, but he doesn't think the state should depend on whether someone can post bail to keep the community safe.
What you should really be able to say is, because of the prior record, because of the facts of this particular case, this person poses a risk to the community, and they shouldn't be back out in the community until after the case is adjudicated.
Money does not equal morality. Money does not determine whether a person is going to be violent.
Democratic State Senator Chris Larson voted against the Republican-led amendment last year. He believes Wisconsin should move away from the cash bail system altogether.
Right now, Wisconsin is #1 in the country in terms of Black incarceration. So I don't think we need to be continuing to move in that direction.
Sponsors of this amendment are holding a Senate committee meeting tomorrow before putting this up for a vote in the legislature. They would need to pass it within the next 2 weeks in order to get a referendum on the ballot during the April election. Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News.